The big meeting room was cold. Commander James could see his breath in the air as he walked to his seat. 10 years of war had left no place for comfort, not even in this important room where peace would be decided. James sat down and looked at the aliens across the table. The Dominion leaders wore their battle armor even here. Their gray skin and sharp teeth seemed less scary after fighting them for so long. But something in their yellow eyes made James worry. "We welcome all representatives to this historic day," said the Alliance president, a tall blue-skinned alien from a water world. "Today we end the longest war our galaxy has ever known." James watched as everyone nodded and smiled. The room was filled with 20 different alien species. All of them wanted the war to end. All except the Dominion, James thought. Something was wrong. While the president talked about peace and friendship, James looked at the treaty paper in front of him. He had studied it for weeks. Most of it seemed fair. Both sides would pull back their ships. Both sides would stop making new weapons. But there was one small part, only a few words, that bothered him. Asterisk Earth and human colonies will undergo special management procedures due to their unique cultural development. Asterisk. What did that mean? James had asked the Dominion 3 times to explain. Each time they gave a different answer. First it was about helping humans adjust to peace. Then it was about cultural exchange programs. The third time they simply said it was standard treaty language. James stood up. "I have a question about Section 23. The room went quiet. No one liked questions now. They were too close to peace. Again, Commander James. The president looked annoyed. "We have addressed human concerns multiple times. With all respect, no one has explained what special management means for Earth." James pointed to the Dominion leader. "If this is about cultural exchange, why is it only for human worlds? Why not all Alliance planets?" The Dominion leader, General Cragg, smiled. His sharp teeth gleamed under the lights. "Humans are the newest species in the Alliance. You need more guidance." James felt cold, and not from the room temperature. "I checked the earlier drafts of this treaty. This section was added 3 days ago." "Why?" The president stood up. "Commander James, your paranoia is not helpful. The Dominion has agreed to stop the war. Millions are dying every day. We cannot delay because you see ghosts in simple words." Around the table, other Alliance members nodded. The cat-like Filari representative hissed softly. The rock-bodied Trell thumped the table. They all wanted peace. They were all tired. James sat down. He knew when to stop pushing. But that night, he couldn't sleep. He requested access to the Dominion ship movement reports. What he saw made his heart sink. The Dominion had claimed they pulled back their 3rd and 4th fleets as a peace gesture. But the tracking data showed something different. Those ships weren't going home. They were regrouping at the edge of Dominion space, just out of Alliance scanning range. The next morning, as leaders prepared to sign the treaty, James sent an urgent message to Earth. "BUIWAYER FALSE peace. Dominion planning something. Treaty compromised." The message sent just as he entered the signing ceremony. Everyone was smiling. The war was ending, they said. But James knew better. For humans, the real fight was about to begin. He watched as leaders signed their names, one by one. When his turn came, James hesitated, pen hovering over paper. The Dominion leader caught his eye and smiled again. Not the smile of peace, but of a predator watching prey walk into a trap. The war wasn't ending. It was only changing form. 3 days after the treaty was signed, people celebrated across all Alliance worlds. Colorful lights filled the night skies. Music played in the streets. The long war was over, they thought. Captain Lisa stood on the bridge of Earth Defense Station Alpha, watching the celebration lights from orbit. Unlike the people below, she could not enjoy the party. Commander James' warning message had reached her, and she had ordered her crew to stay on high alert. "Captain, we have strange readings," said Officer Mark. pointing at his screen. Multiple ships dropping out of faster-than-light travel near Jupiter. Lisa moved quickly to his station. "Show me." The screen filled with red dots. Hundreds of them. Dominion warships. "How many?" Lisa asked, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "At least 300 ships, Captain." It's the Dominion Third Fleet." Lisa hit the alarm button. "Battle stations. This is not a drill." As her crew ran to their positions, Lisa opened a channel to Earth Command. "This is Captain Lisa of Station Alpha. We have multiple Dominion warships in the solar system. The treaty has been broken. I repeat, the treaty has been broken." The reply came not from Earth Command, but from the Alliance Council. The President's blue face looked tired on the screen. "Captain Lisa, stand down. The Dominion ships are permitted under Section 23 of the treaty. They are here for special management operations." Lisa couldn't believe what she was hearing. "Sir, with respect, these are warships. They're in attack formation. The Council has voted. All Alliance forces will stand down and allow Dominion peacekeepers to establish new security protocols. That is a direct order." The screen went black. Lisa stood frozen for a moment, then turned to her crew. "The Alliance has surrendered," she said, "but Earth hasn't." Across the galaxy, the same scene played out. Dominion peacekeeping forces appeared at every major Alliance world. Some planets welcomed them, believing the lies. Others tried to fight but were quickly overwhelmed. The Dominion had planned well, keeping their best ships and soldiers hidden during the war, waiting for this moment. Messages flooded in from Alliance outposts. The Filari homeworld was under Dominion control. The Trell mining colonies had been seized. One by one, Alliance defense stations went silent. Lisa's communication officer looked up with tears in his eyes. "Captain, we're getting emergency calls from everywhere. The Dominion. They're taking over all Alliance worlds." Lisa nodded grimly. "And the Alliance Council is letting them." A new message appeared on the main screen. It was from Admiral Tom at Earth Navy headquarters. "All Earth forces, this is Admiral Tom. The Alliance Council has ordered complete surrender to Dominion forces. After consulting with Earth's leaders, we have decided that Earth will not comply with this order. The Dominion ships approaching Earth are to be treated as hostile. I am activating Protocol Omega, effective immediately. God help us all." Lisa had never heard of Protocol Omega, but the meaning was clear. Earth would fight. "Captain," her weapons officer called out, "the Dominion fleet is changing course. They're heading directly for us." Lisa straightened her uniform and looked at her crew. They were scared, but ready. "Send this message to all Earth ships. This is Captain Lisa of Station Alpha. Earth stands against the Dominion betrayal. We fight not just for ourselves, but for every world that trusted the false peace. The war isn't over, it's just beginning." The first Dominion ships appeared on the horizon of Earth, their weapons charging. Humanity's last stand was about to begin. In a deep underground room beneath the Rocky Mountains, Admiral Tom looked at the faces around the table. These were Earth's last military leaders. Some had joined by video from hidden bases around the world. All looked worried but determined. "The Dominion fleet will reach Earth's main defense line in 6 hours," Admiral Tom said, pointing to the big map on the wall. "We are outnumbered 5-1. General Mary from the Earth Ground Forces stood up. "My teams are moving civilians to the underground shelters. We can hide about 40% of Earth's population. The rest." She didn't finish her sentence. Everyone knew what would happen if the Dominion landed. "What about the other Alliance worlds?" asked Colonel Ben, his face tired from 3 days without sleep. "Are any of them fighting back?" Admiral Tom shook his head. "Most surrendered when the Alliance Council gave the order. A few tried to resist but were quickly defeated. Earth stands alone." The room went quiet. Then Commander James spoke from the video screen. He had barely escaped the peace conference when the Dominion showed their true plan. "We knew this might happen," James said. That's why we created Protocol Omega. Admiral Tom nodded and pressed a button on the table. A hidden door in the wall opened, revealing a small metal box. From it, he took an old-fashioned key. 10 years ago, when we first met the Dominion, we knew they couldn't be trusted, Tom said. While we fought openly, our best scientists worked in secret. They studied captured Dominion technology and found their weaknesses. He put the key in a lock on the table and turned it. A new map appeared on the screen, showing locations around Earth and the solar system that no one in the room had seen before. These are our hidden weapons, Tom explained. Projects the Alliance never knew about. Technology the Dominion thinks we don't have. The military leaders looked at the map with new hope in their eyes. "We have hidden ships," asked General Mary, pointing to dots near Mars. "Not just ships," Tom said. "We have weapons that can fight the Dominion in ways they don't expect. But we need time to get them ready." Up in space, Captain Lisa and the Earth Defense Fleet prepared for battle. Her station shook as the first Dominion shots hit the outer shields. "Status report." Lisa shouted over the alarm sounds. "Shields at 80%, Captain," replied Officer Mark. "The first wave of Dominion ships is breaking into smaller groups, trying to surround us." Lisa studied the enemy pattern. The Dominion expected an easy victory. They didn't know humans never gave up easily. "Focus all fire on their lead ships," she ordered. "Make them pay for every inch of space." On her screen, she watched as Earth ships formed a tight defense line. They were smaller than the Dominion warships, but faster. As the alien ships approached, the human fleet moved in perfect formation, concentrating their fire on the biggest enemy ships. 3 Dominion cruisers exploded. The rest slowed down, surprised by the strong defense. The main screen lit up. A Dominion commander appeared, his gray face showing no emotion. "Humans of Earth," he said coldly, "your alliance has surrendered. Your friends have abandoned you. Submit now and your deaths will be quick." Lisa looked at her crew. Each face showed the same determination she felt. "This is Captain Lisa of Earth," she replied. "We have a message for you and all Dominion forces. Humanity doesn't know how to surrender." She cut the communication and turned to her weapons officer. "Fire everything we have. Show them what happens when you corner humans." As the space battle exploded into full fury, deep beneath the ocean on Earth, a scientist named Dr. Alex prepared to activate humanity's secret weapon. The real fight was about to begin. 1 mile beneath the Pacific Ocean, Dr. Alex worked in a secret lab that officially did not exist. The room was filled with strange machines that hummed and blinked. 10 other scientists moved quickly around the main device in the center of the room. "Time update," Alex called out, pushing back long hair from tired eyes. "The Dominion fleet has broken through the outer defense line," answered Dr. Tim, watching a screen that showed the space battle. "Earth's ships are falling back to the moon. We have maybe 3 hours before the Dominion reaches Earth." Alex looked at the device they had worked on for 8 years. It was not very big, about the size of a car, but it contained technology that no human had imagined possible before the war. Inside it were parts taken from crashed Dominion ships, mixed with human inventions. "The Sunforge is at 85% power," said Dr. Mira, the team's energy expert. "But we've never tested it at full strength. We don't know what will happen." Alex nodded. "We don't have time for more tests. Earth is losing the battle above us." The Sunforge was humanity's biggest secret. When humans first captured Dominion technology, they discovered something important. All Dominion ships used artificial gravity wells to travel faster than light. These gravity wells were their greatest strength, allowing them to appear anywhere in space within minutes. But the human scientists realized this could also be their greatest weakness. "If we activate the Sunforge," Alex explained to the team, "it will create a massive disturbance in gravity across the whole solar system. The Dominion ships won't be able to use their faster-than-light drives. They'll be stuck here, fighting at normal speeds." But so will our ships, said Dr. Tim. We'll all be trapped together. Exactly. Alex smiled grimly. And trapped Dominion ships can be destroyed one by one. In space, the battle was going badly for Earth. Captain Lisa's station had taken heavy damage. Half her screens were dark. 3 of her crew lay dead at their posts. Captain, we can't hold this position much longer, Officer Mark reported, blood running down his face from a cut on his forehead. The Dominion fleet is too many. Lisa watched as another Earth ship exploded under enemy fire. She had fought well, destroying 12 Dominion ships, but hundreds more were coming. Her hands gripped the command chair tightly. Fall back to Earth orbit, she ordered. We make our final stand there. As the Earth ships retreated, the Dominion commander appeared on her screen again. Your resistance is pointless, he said. Your species will be remembered as brave but foolish. Lisa didn't answer. She was watching a strange reading on her one working sensor screen. Something was happening deep in the ocean on Earth. Back in the underwater lab, Alex connected the final power cables to the Sunforge. The machine glowed with blue energy that didn't look fully natural. Admiral Tom has given the order, Dr. Mira said, looking up from her communication screen. We are authorized to activate. Alex took a deep breath. This could save Earth or destroy it. The gravity disturbance might affect the planet too. We have no choice, Dr. Tim said quietly. If we do nothing, the Dominion will kill us all anyway. Alex nodded and placed a hand on the activation lever. For Earth. The other scientists joined hands around the machine. For Earth, they repeated. Alex pulled the lever down. The Sunforge hummed louder, then released a pulse of blue energy that spread outward in all directions. The lab shook, lights flickered, and in space, something impossible happened. Every Dominion ship suddenly stopped moving. Their gravity drives failed all at once, and humanity's last chance began. Captain Lisa stared at her screen in disbelief. The Dominion ships had stopped moving. They floated in space like dead leaves on a pond. Their main engines were still working, but their special faster-than-light drives were not. What's happening? She asked. No one on her bridge had an answer. Then her communication screen lit up. Admiral Tom's face appeared, looking tired but hopeful. Captain Lisa, the Sunforge is working, he said. The Dominion ships are trapped in normal space. They can't jump away or call for help. Lisa didn't know what a Sunforge was, but she understood what it meant. The Dominion fleet was stuck here, with no way to escape. All Earth ships, she called over the radio. The enemy is vulnerable. Attack with everything you have. The human ships, though fewer in damage, turned around. Instead of running away, they now moved toward the confused Dominion fleet. The battle changed in minutes. Dominion ships were built for quick attacks. They would jump into a place, fire their weapons, and jump out before anyone could fight back. They were not made for long battles. Their shields were weak. Their armor was thin. Human ships were different. After 10 years of war, Earth had built vessels that could take heavy damage and keep fighting. Now, they showed what they could do. Lisa's station fired all its remaining weapons at the closest Dominion cruiser. Other Earth ships did the same. 3 Dominion ships exploded, then 5 more, then 10. On the main Dominion command ship, General Cragg could not believe what he was seeing. What is this human trick? He shouted at his officers. Fix the gravity drives now. We can't, General, said his chief engineer. Something is disturbing all gravity fields in this system. Our drives cannot work here. Cragg smashed his fist on his chair. Impossible. Humans are primitive. They cannot have such technology. But the proof was all around him. His mighty fleet was being destroyed ship by ship. He opened a channel to all his captains. Fight harder. These are just humans. They are the weakest species in the galaxy. In the underwater lab on Earth, Dr. Alex and the team watched the battle on their screens. The Sunforge was working better than they had hoped. Its energy pulse had spread throughout the solar system, creating a zone where gravity could not be artificially manipulated. "The Dominion ships are stuck," Dr. Tim said, smiling for the first time in days. "And they're losing." Alex nodded but looked worried. "The Sunforge is using more power than we expected. The core is getting unstable." Dr. Mira checked the readings. "We might have to shut it down in a few hours, or it could explode. Then our ships need to destroy as many Dominion vessels as possible before that happens," Alex said. In space, Lisa coordinated the human counterattack. Earth ships moved in small groups, targeting one Dominion ship at a time. The Dominion tried to fight back, but they were confused and scared. They had never expected humans to have such a powerful secret weapon. Lisa intercepted Dominion communications. Their messages were full of panic. How did the humans do this? Their technology is not supposed to be this advanced. We can't escape. We need help. But no help could come. The Dominion reinforcements couldn't enter the solar system while the Sunforge was active. For the first time in the war, humans had the advantage. And they used it well. As the battle continued, the news spread to other human colonies that had gone into hiding when the Dominion attacked. Earth was fighting back. Earth was winning. And across the galaxy, other species who had been conquered by the Dominion began to wonder, if humans could fight back, maybe they could too. 2 weeks after the Sunforge was activated, news of Earth's resistance had spread across the galaxy. The Dominion tried to keep it secret, but they could not stop all messages. Word traveled from planet to planet. Humans had found a way to fight back. On the conquered world of Filari, the cat-like aliens who had once been Alliance members heard the stories. Their Dominion rulers had told them Earth was destroyed. Now they knew this was a lie. In hidden caves beneath their capital city, Filari rebels gathered. Their leader looked at a message that had come from Earth. "Humans are still fighting," she told her people. "If they can resist, so can we." Similar meetings happened on many worlds. The Trell, the blue-skinned water aliens, and others who had surrendered now found new courage. Small attacks against Dominion bases began. Supply ships disappeared. Dominion soldiers were found dead. On Earth, Major Ryan prepared for the most dangerous mission of the war. He and 20 Special Forces soldiers stood in a small ship. They wore black armor and carried human weapons mixed with captured Dominion technology. "Our target is the Dominion command ship," Ryan told his team. "Intelligence says they are holding Alliance leaders prisoner there. We will free them and bring them to Earth." His soldiers nodded. They knew most of them would not come back, but they were ready to try. Their small ship left Earth using special engines that didn't need gravity drives. The Sunforge still worked, keeping the Dominion fleet trapped near Earth, but Ryan's ship could slip past them. "Approaching the Dominion command ship," said the pilot. "They don't see us yet." The command ship was huge, like a metal city floating in space. It had stayed far from the battle, protected by many smaller ships. But those ships had been called to fight near Earth, leaving the command ship with less protection. Ryan's ship attached to the big vessel without being noticed. Using special tools, they cut through the hull and entered. "Move quietly," Ryan ordered. "Find the prison section." The human team moved through the Dominion ship like shadows. When they met enemy soldiers, they used stun weapons that made no sound. Ryan checked a stolen map on his wrist computer. "Prison cells are 2 levels down," he said. "Hurry." They found the prison area guarded by 10 Dominion soldiers. Ryan gave a hand signal, and his team attacked from 3 directions. The guards had no time to call for help before they fell. Ryan opened the cell doors. Inside were the leaders of 7 Alliance species, including the blue-skinned president. "Humans," the president said in surprise. "We were told your world was destroyed." "Earth is very much alive," Ryan answered, "and fighting back. We're here to take you home." The president looked ashamed. "We betrayed you. We signed the treaty even after your commander warned us." Ryan nodded. "You did. But now you have a chance to make it right." Earth needs allies. As they moved back toward their ship, alarms finally sounded. Dominion troops rushed to stop them. "Run," Ryan shouted, firing his weapon to cover the escape. The battle was fierce. 4 human soldiers fell, but the rest reached their ship with the Alliance leaders. As they flew away from the command ship, the president looked at Ryan with new respect. "I didn't think humans could do this," he said. "The Dominion told us you were savages who got lucky with space travel." Ryan smiled grimly. "They underestimated us. Many species do." The president nodded slowly. "When we get to Earth, I want to meet your leaders. It's time to form a new alliance, one that respects human strength." The small ship sped toward Earth, carrying hope for a united galaxy that could finally defeat the Dominion Empire. 3 months after Earth's stand against the Dominion, the war had changed completely. The new alliance, with humans at its center, had pushed Dominion forces back on all fronts. The Sunforge technology had been shared with trusted alliance members, and new versions of the device had been built on 5 other worlds. Commander James, now leading the Alliance Military Council, stood on the bridge of the biggest human warship ever built, the _Hope_. From here, he could see the Dominion homeworld on the main screen. Their once mighty empire had shrunk to just a few star systems. "Sir, we're being hailed," said his communication officer. "It's the Dominion Emperor." James nodded. "Put him on screen." The face that appeared looked nothing like the Dominion soldiers. The Emperor was older, with pale gray skin and sad yellow eyes. He looked tired and defeated. "Commander James of Earth," the Emperor said, "I wish to discuss terms of surrender." A cheer went up from the bridge crew, but James raised his hand for quiet. "Your forces have killed millions of Alliance citizens," James said. "You tried to trick us with a false peace treaty. Why should we trust you now?" The Emperor lowered his head. "Because we have no choice. Your Sunforge weapons have changed everything. We cannot fight in the old ways anymore." James knew this was true. The Dominion's faster-than-light technology was useless against the Sunforge devices. Their once fearsome fleets were being destroyed everywhere. "I will discuss your surrender with the Alliance Council," James said. Later that day, the council met in the Great Hall of the _Hope_. Representatives from 25 species sat around a large table. Many had once looked down on humans as newcomers to space. Now they looked to James for leadership. The blue-skinned president, who had been rescued by Major Ryan, spoke first. "We have won this war thanks to human determination. Now we must decide. Do we accept the Dominion's surrender, or do we destroy them completely?" Some council members wanted total destruction. The Trell representative pounded the table with his stone fist. "They showed no mercy to our worlds. Why should we show mercy to theirs?" Others argued for peace. "If we destroy them," said the Filari leader, "we become like them." All eyes turned to James for the final decision. He thought of all the human lives lost, all the betrayal and pain. It would be easy to choose revenge. Instead, he stood and spoke calmly. "We fought this war because the Dominion threatened our freedom. If we destroy them completely, we dishonor those who died fighting for that freedom." He looked around the table. "I propose these terms. The Dominion must give up all but their home system. They must destroy their warships. And they must accept Alliance observers on their world to ensure they never threaten peace again." After much debate, the council voted. James's plan passed by a narrow margin. 1 month later, the treaty was signed. A real peace treaty this time. The Dominion Emperor put his mark on it as James and other Alliance leaders watched. As they left the signing ceremony, the president walked beside James. "You showed mercy I'm not sure they deserved," he said. James nodded. "That's what makes us different from them." The war was truly over. The stars were safe again. And throughout the galaxy, a new saying spread among all species: never underestimate humans. They don't know when to quit. Back on Earth, people rebuilt their cities. Schools taught children about the war and the peace that followed. And in a special museum in what was once the underground bunker, the original Sunforge was displayed with a simple sign: when the war was ending, until the humans decided to fight back.